भैरव कालिके नमोस्तुते. ओम नमो भैरवाय नमो 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 भैरवाय. So, Jayama, Jayama, Jayama. So it's going to be a short video today. So I was traveling for a couple of days, part of my karma yoga. We were getting some Bhairava Vahanas certified. Where we are trying to bring their DNA into the database for the promotion and proliferation of the Rajapalayam breed, the native breed. That's a town called Rajapalayam in Tamil Nadu. So I was there. So we visited many, interior foresty areas, landless, roadless areas, and all, collecting and registering many of these dogs, because they are all not that educated and they don't have the ability to get themselves certified and all that. So the breeders, so we went there, went into this forest. I drove almost 1,000 kilometers the last couple of days, trying to meet all these people, get them certified, bring them to the registry database and all that. More work is pending. We have to take DNA samples, blood samples of these dogs, and then get them registered, because so for example, Doberman is a German breed, right? It was developed in early Germany. Similarly, we have Doberman here today. So one day we want people in Germany, people in Canada, people in other countries to have Rajapalayams. As normal as having a Doberman here is as normal as it is to have a Labrador. That is an American breed, I believe, or is it from England? I don't know. I think it's from England. Labrador from England, or Great Dane, again Germany. So we hope that in a few decades later, some kids or some new breeders at that time will simply breed Rajapalayam, and they will be available in other countries, and they will say that Rajapalayam is from India. So there is a foreign body that registers these breeds. So we have to first get them registered and then collect DNA samples and prove that this is a breed. So 70 dogs need to be proven that they are from the same DNA, and only then you can get them registered with FCI, which is the parent body of international canine bodies. Our Kennel Club of India is affiliated to them, and so I was going door to door, and what was exceptional, in almost every house I went to, the Swarna Krishna Bhairava photo was there. Some of them had kept it in the entry of the kennel itself. Same photo that I have given as part of my video, the yellow, he was wearing yellow, and the white dog. So that is why I say that marker was on. It was amazing. As soon as I entered the town, I saw a huge poster with his photo. I was like, wow, it's beautiful affirmation, right? So anyway, I was there for the last 2 days, a lot of driving, exhaustion. So today's subject is giving viyog to your own deity. Who can do it? What do you do when troubles in life become so exceptionally unbearable that what do you do? Do you run away from life? Do you run away from the karma yoga? Do you reduce your sadhana? Do you increase your sadhana? What is it that you do? Here we separate the two sadhakas and upasaka. Sadhaka and upasaka need to be separated here. If you go to any guru that follows the niyamas of Brahma and the four heads, exact niyamas if he is following, you will find that majorly they would say that when the trouble increases, increase your sadhana, which is something I tell everybody too. However, when the trouble comes, it is not always that the deity wants you to do the same thing that you always used to do. If you are doing 10 malas per day, do 12, do 20. That is not always the case. As you go higher, you will find, okay, first of all, as you go higher, you will find that the deity, Kalika, majorly Kalika, okay. 622nd name of Kali is Radha, 36th name Krishna, 37th name Krishna Deha. So one and the same, Krishna and Kali. Here they play the role of the deity. Sometimes Sri Krishna is the deity, sometimes Ma Radha is the deity. Sometimes Krishna says that I am the sadhaka and I will show you how to love your deity, that is Ma Radha. Sometimes Ma Radha says that I am the sadhaka and I will tell you how to love Krishna more. So they are one and the same. That is why you see in Bengal, Sri Radha Krishna are placed above, then comes Kalika, and then you will find the Divya Purushas like Sri Ramakrishna or any of the other saints, right? That is right. Without understanding Krishna and Radha, you will not be able to understand Kali, because Krishna is also Kali, Radha is also Kali, and understanding them will give you understanding about how Kalika behaves with her deity, with her sadhakas, right? most important nature of Kalika that you will find, that you will not find in most other deities or any other deity, is that she gives Viyog continuously to her bhaktas. Viyog is a non-stop process. You will find moments when she is completely gone from your life, and then you will be in despair. What would you do? Why does she do that? Here we go back to, okay. I'm sure that many of you have perfume collections at home, where you would go to all these malls or perfume shops, right? And what do? Once you've tested one perfume, they will give you another perfume, but your nose becomes overwhelmed. So because of that, the sensory organs or the functioning of the nose, it becomes overwhelmed and it cannot differentiate between the smell of two separate perfumes. So what do? They give you coffee beans. What is coffee beans? It is a viyog. So every time the deity comes to you in form of a perfume, the rasa of the deity, if it is continuously flowing, you get used to the deity, you get used to her presence, and what happens? Devi misses you, and you're attempted to go towards her. Devi wants you also to miss her. This is very beautifully seen in Sri Radha and Krishna. So when the perfume seller is giving you the perfume, you spray it here, you smell it, wow, excellent. And if he gives you another perfume here and you smell it, wow, excellent. And you try to extend these two, you're not able to differentiate them. So what does he do? He gives you coffee beans, viyog. In your life, you're going to get viyog. Devi is going to separate herself from you. So that a smell, another smell, completely different. Smell this, take coffee beans, your nose gets neutralized because of the bitter tasting. I believe there might be some kind of chemicals or something in it which causes your nose to immediately reset. So when Viyog hits your life, when you find that something abruptly stops, I've mentioned this in the Tamas video, that the deity takes away the sari so that you focus. Same thing but slightly different. Here the concept is going to be slightly different, but try and understand it. You smell the coffee beans and next whiff of the perfume, you can absolutely differentiate between these two easily. So the deity gives you the coffee beans, plain and simple. Radharani many times, what does she do? She purposely creates a fight with Sri Krishna, or Sri Krishna's regular, nonchalant, natural things that he would do in his daily life. Radharani would take displeasure out of it and say that, no, I will not talk to you for a few days. No, don't come to me hereafter. You go to her, you go to him, you go there, don't come to me. And Sri Krishna also finds way to come back to her. So Krishna here being Kalika and Radharani here being the sadhaka, right? What does Radharani do? Gives viyog to the deity itself. So what happens? One perfume to the other perfume, the coffee beans, you are invoking the coffee bean in between you and the deity, so that the deity comes running after you. Now, how do you attain this state? You will have to put in a couple of years of intense sadhana, where the deity takes your rasa and you exchange the deity's rasa, and that should be the core of your being. That should be your main top 10 priority of your life for a couple of years. Then that level of absolute sayok, absolute attachment the deity has attained with you, then what can you do? You can give viyog to the deity. You can reach that stage. So as I said, I had gone to this place in order to get all the dogs registered that for the purpose of their promotion at the international stages. Incidentally, before leaving, I was just talking to one of my friends, and they were also telling me that you need to give viyog to Kalika, and I just laughed because this was actually one of the subjects that were coming up. Giving viyog to Kalika. Why? What does Ma Radha do? Every time Sri Krishna does something wrong, what she will do? She will forcefully ensure that she gives him viyog. Like for example, he goes to her another maiden's house to spend some time, talk to her somebody. She will immediately say, I will not talk to Krishna hereafter. And what does Krishna do? Multiple times Krishna comes back trying to win her back. This is also recorded when Sri Ramakrishna ji also detaches from Kalika and goes to different forms of the Devi itself in different religion. You could call it religion, or you could call it in belief systems. He starts exploring and says, Ma, I will no longer come to you. He says that he takes a sword and cuts her image in her mind, in his own mind. Why? He is giving viyog to Devi. Can everybody do this? No, you can't. To get to the stage, you'll have to put 2 to 3 years of intense sadhana where the Devi is everything for you, and Devi becomes attached and drugged and addicted to you. She should be like, like, why should I even come to this samsara and experience the samsara. I am somewhere creating something millions and millions of light years away. Why should I even come here? But the moment the realized sadhaka has attained to that state of closeness with Devi, he gets the ability to give Vayog. Like you become Radharani and give Vayog to Sri Krishna. So when Radharani is giving Vayog to Sri Krishna, walking around with her Sakhis, Sri Krishna, in one of the Leelas, wears an orange robe, dresses himself as a sadhvi, sits at the bank of a pond where he knows that Ma Radharani will definitely come. He sits there and plays the veena. What Radharani comes there with her friends and they are like mesmerized by the sheer beauty of Sri Krishna at that moment, and she's like, wow, can somebody be so beautiful? Wow, what a beautiful woman she is. My God, and how beautiful her veena is. She must be the most realized sadhaka. So Sri Krishna here very beautifully says that if you give me Vayog, who is Krishna? Kali. If you give me Vayog, I will come back and I will find ways to come back to you so that you are absolutely mesmerized in my love. So when I travel for these 2 days, right? So obviously I did not open the Garbhagriha. Now please remember what I mentioned in the Tantric Ritual and Samadhi video. Do not copy the Veeras. Do not copy the Divya Purushas. So just because I said that for 2 days I gave Vayog to Devi, I am not asking you to immediately go and give Vayog to Devi. I am not asking you to do that. Get to the crux. I see that some of you are asking a comment in under a video without even having the time or the ability to watch 30 minutes of or 1 hour of video, that the deity has to give it to you. Similarly, the moment I say this, don't follow this immediately. So just telling you what happened for 2 days. Here I am fighting with Devi and saying that okay, I have this duty to do for these dogs. Vahana Bhairava, I am leaving. I will not come here for 2 days. And I left. I am finding flashes after flashes of her. So I was driving in the middle of the night and all. We were like driving the car. I'm finding her standing in the forest trees. I'm seeing her everywhere. Same thing happened in Kolkata also. When I went to Kolkata, I was seeing her in the trees and here and there. The deity comes after you when you give Vayog to the deity at the higher states of sadhana. That is an energy manipulation where you are telling Devi, you know who I am. You know absolutely we are at a state of absolute love with each other. Whether we reside within each other like Radha and Krishna, within each other, deity being Radha or deity being Krishna, exchangeable, both are her names, right? You have the ability to now give Vayog to the Devi itself. You tell Devi, no, what is it that you don't care about me at all? I am not that special to you. You have hundreds of devotees. I will not come to you. And you give Vayog to Devi. And she comes running after you. So the moment I opened the Garbhagriha after coming back, it was like a flood of emotion within me. Like I'm seeing her, wow, and she's shining. I have never seen her shine so much, and 2 days I have not given her a bath. I have not poured the kumkum water, I have not put the ashtagandha water on her. No, I put, see, it is not just 4 drums, I put almost like 7-8 drums of water on her to wash her every day, and then I apply oil all over her and clean her. For 2 days I have not even done that, but she is gleaming, shining, so she was waiting. Where is this boy? Increasing the prana within the Vigraha, she waits for me. Where is this boy? I am giving him all the signs. Have come and sat here, and he is so cruel, such a terrible, cruel bhakta he is. He has gone, and so I will wait here till he comes. Devi's loving, beautiful nature of Kalika. This is why I say, put 2-3 years and sit down in your asana. Stop traveling for a couple of years every day. Shut up and show up even at your asana, so that the Devi also sees, wow. He's always calling me, he's always there. He's always sitting there in front of me and fighting with me. And then she comes. You advance from the yoginis to the state of the Devi itself. And how does she come? She will come in a more exceptional form. How does Sri Krishna come to take the love of or attention of Ma Radharani back is, what does Sri Krishna do? Sri Krishna comes, sits at the pond where he knows that she is coming, dressed up as a sadhvi, playing the veena in the most beautiful way, and Ma Radharani has never seen such beauty in her life. So what does she do? She's like, oh, I have never seen anybody so handsome. So such a beautiful woman, as sadhvi, also a guru, such exceptional veena playing ability. She must be an exceptional cosmic being only. She completely falls in love with none other than Krishna. Again. So what is the crux here? Number 1, Radharani the sadhaka here, also Kalika. So you and your deity should be Radha and Rani. Radha Rani and Krishna. That is how you should be with your deity. Always in love with each other. Nobody takes precedence. She'll keep everybody around you well and fine. All your family members, everybody will be in love with you. Absolutely, everybody is in love with you. Nobody can retain anger with you, but your entire emotions towards her. Devi says, "Arey, ye sab tick maar jaldi dal do so that he can only look at me." That nature is there in Kalika. You might not find that in others. You will not find that in any other form but Kalika. That intense romance with the Bhakta. She is always in deep love with the Bhakta. That is Radha and Krishna. That is why both the Radha and Krishna are names of Kali. This is why it is. So what does Radha Rani see? That Sadhvi there, and she falls madly in love with this exceptional creation. What a cosmic being. What is Krishna doing? What is the message here? Devi will come for you also whenever you give her viyog. But before that, fall in love. Fall in absolute love for a few years. Stop traveling and sit down, absolutely stabilize your asana. This is very important. No hopping, no jumping, no going to this place overnight, nothing. Wherever you go, you will only see the Devi in the Vigraha that you have kept at home, or the photo that you have kept at home. You will see there, sit there every single day. The deity falls madly in love with you, and for you, the deity sits there. So, like Radharani sees Sri Krishna at the pond, Devi, when I opened the Vigraha after 2 days, I saw her gleaming. I was like, see, even though we apply and give her the oil bath every day, the oil, if we don't do it for a day in between, the oil will evaporate, it will flow downwards, and the stone's general shine of the stone only will be there. Only when you apply the oil and give her a bath every day, she has that exceptional shine that you are able to see now. I am opening the Garbhagriha and I am seeing the kind of shine that I have never seen on her. Exceptional shine. So what is the answer here? Viyog. When can you attain that? Once you have attained the absolute closeness, Sahyog has to be attained, and then you give Viyog, and then again, Sahyog happens at higher levels. Exchange of energy between Devi itself to such an extent that you now are saying, Devi, okay, you must be having many bhaktas and many sadhakas, and obviously I am not that exceptional that I can keep you here all the time, since you are also not here all the time. I will also not come here all the time, and then you will find that she will pull you with such force and give you the higher state. That is how you take attention. It is a crying baby. It is a crying baby that gets the milk. If the baby stops crying, even the mother might forget to feed him. Right? Similarly, the newborn baby, of course, they will keep timer. They will be every 2 hours. They will tick. They will have apps that will remind them and all. But as the baby is 1 year old, now the mothers might stop. But if the baby keeps on demanding, the mother will keep on giving. It is that relationship, Radha Rani and Sri Krishna, Ma Krishna's relationship should be understood as that of the sadhaka and the deity. Exchange. Radha Rani giving viyog to Sri Krishna, saying that I will not give you any kind of attention for the next 10 days so that you will remember me more. So that when we finally meet again, you will be in complete bliss. Who is in bliss here? Not the Bhakta. Bhakta is all. Of course, Bhakta is in bliss, but the deity itself is in bliss. That is when I opened my Garbhagriha after 2 days. She was at her maximum shine. Even now, I believe you guys should be able to see her exceptional shine. Today morning, after 3 days actually, after 3 days, I have come and taken care of her, and I was in absolute bliss. And she was shining and dancing in the Vigraha. So, sit down. This 10 days here, 10 days there. Beg the deity for an opportunity to sit down for 2 to 3 years. They will begin to unplug you from the Maya and give you the ability to sit down for hours together. And ultimately, when the deity is there, you can give Viyog and go higher and higher like Radharani. This is not a teaching that I am giving. This is a teaching that Ma Radharani, the Guru is Ma Radharani of this Vidya. The Guru of this Vidya is Ma Radharani. She gives us the message that even Kalika, again, herself, will come when you give her Viyog. She will come running towards you. When Sri Ramakrishna says that, okay, Devi, he opens the mental picture of Devi and cuts her and says that I'm going away. Keeps on calling him. Come to me. Stay with me. Don't leave me. So this state, this nature of absolute brutally holding on to the Bhakta is there in Devi. So to make it very simple, if you are in the earlier states of sadhana and life is throwing a very difficult phase at you, like a lot of health issues in the family, career is going very bad. If you are in the early state, you should use that period to take a sankalp for 11 days, 48 days, longer the better, and increase the malas, increase the japa, increase the time you spend on the asana, so that she will allow you to accelerate. In 10 days, you might accelerate for 10 years. That much she has the ability, but I can tell you that every one of you is going to get that. So in 10 days, 10 months acceleration. Sit down and nothing during that 10 days should have more precedence than Devi. This is for those in initial states of sadhana. If you're in a higher state of sadhana, you're going through something, and you are generally not somebody who asks for physical stuff, give me more money, give me relief from this case, give me relief from this, give me that, give me this. You're not somebody who demands. This is the person I generally like to guide. Somebody who continuously goes to Devi and asks for this, give me that, give me this. They have not even seen Devi. They are still with the yoginis. Somebody only asks for higher states of realization from Devi, only higher states of love and sayog with Devi. Once you come to that stage, 3-4 years ho gaya, you get the ability to then say, Devi, I will not come to you, because obviously I am not that exceptional. Obviously you have many people, and you give viyog. At that time your mind will always be on her, but you will not go and sit in your asana. Then you will find she comes like a brutal cosmic storm, and she says, where are you? That your deity must say that, where are you? Why have you not come? The day you do not light the lamp on time, you delay it by a minute. You sit there and you delay it by a minute. Maybe he's already looking for you. Ye kya ho gaya? Why is he doing this? This is the message of Radha and Krishna. This is how you should interact with Kalika. The more and more you go deeper. So initially to nahi diye honge. Sri Krishna allows Radha Rani multiple instances of it is Radha Rani who gives viyog to Sri Krishna, and Sri Krishna, every time she gives viyog, comes back like a storm. Until then, every day we are meeting, fine, absolutely fine. I'll go here also. I'll go to this gopi also. I'll go to that gopi also. I'll come to you also. Then Radha Rani says, okay. So you think that me and her are same. You think I am also just like her. I'll do one thing. You go to them. However, don't come to me. What happens then? Shri Krishna thinks, my greatest sadhaka is saying that I should not go there. I will go to all gopis. However, the greatest sadhaka, Shri Krishna, who is Kali, says, you are saying I should not come to you. Acha, then I will plan something exceptional and make sure that when I come there, you will fall even more madly in love with me. Viyog leading to sayog between the deity and sadhaka, and the deity planning this as a response to what the sadhaka has tricked the deity with, which is separation. So initially what do? Increase your malas. You come to a state where you are understanding that the deity is very brutally and strongly in touch with you, in touch with the core that you are, right? You are started interacting with your own car and sharira. That is when you give viyog to the deity itself. Do not even go and sit in your asana for a couple of days. Take an absolute, complete distance from there while keeping the deity in the mind itself, all in absolute mind. Mind method, you are always with the deity only. However, physically you are not going there. What happens? Wait, karti, she will plan something because she is Krishna. She loves to interact. Just for you, your Rasa Leela will continue to play. So, something I wanted to say, because many of you are texting me and talking about troubles in life. Yes, they will come. Initial stage में हो, increase your sadhana time. बहुत advanced stage में हो, थोड़ा वियोग दो. Fight with your deity. Such an extent that आज तो मैं आया ही नहीं. I will not even put a lamp. एकदम मैं नहीं आऊँगा. क्या करेगी तू? You also you have hundreds of people. I'm just nobody there, obviously. That is why I have such a don't ask for these small stuff like give me this, give me that. But पूछो मत. वियोग. She will immediately look at you and fix everything. And she will say, Acha, now how do you like my more exceptional interaction with you? Now how do you like my more advanced ways of touching upon your life? This is something Kalika is a master of. This is why it's worth it. Of course, it is absolutely worth it. Is she brutally the most difficult deity to walk up to? Yes, she is. There is absolutely no deity more difficult to near her other than Kalika without the Abhya and the Varada Mudra. Because she is not standing there to give you Varada Mudra or remove your fears, nothing. When you go to Kalika in this form, where she is not holding any Varada giving hand, what are you going towards? Think. What are you going towards? You are going to her absolute core reality. Is it going to be difficult? It is absolutely going to be difficult. But is it worth it? It is like Sri Krishna and Ma Radha. That much of interaction will be there with her. But because why you came up to me, even when I'm saying that I'm not here to give people Varada. कुछ दान नहीं देने वाला, कुछ I'm not giving you any boons, nothing. I'm just standing here at my most ogra form, and still you're coming towards me. Radha Rani accepting everything that Krishna is. Radha Rani falls in love with Krishna multiple times. One day she was just standing in the forest and she hears the flute of Krishna and she's like, wow, what an exceptional flute. Wow, I've fallen in love with the one who's playing this flute. One day she was sitting and one of the gopis mentioned there is a boy called Krishna. She was like, wow, Krishna, what a name. ऐसा भी name होता है क्या? Wow, this is the name of a boy. This is how a boy should be named. So already I have listed out flute. The moment she hears the flute, so the moment you hear the name Kali, the moment you see one of her names, Sahasranamavali, that is being posted, you fall in love with her every day. Wow, this is Devi. Kya name hai yaar? Wow, Simha Vahini, wow. Next, Swam, every day fall in love with her. She's Sarva Agna. She is the Agna Chakra of the entire cosmos. One of her, wow, and you're like, wow, kya name hai? So, flute. The moment you hear the flute, you fall in love with Krishna. Radharani says. The moment you hear her name, fall in love with her. Then Radharani sees Krishna and says, wow, itna beauty. How is there so much beauty in a single man? How is it possible? Falling in love with every aspect of the Devi. That is why the Sahasranamavali is so important that I write about every day. Read all through it. Every day when you read the name, you read it properly, you read the description and say, wah, wah, fall in love with the deity. If you don't do this, if you just say Kali, 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 she will only come with the Abhay Varada Mudra, yeah, I am this form. You go to her and say that I am in love with you in every possible form. Even in the form in which you're drinking blood. That alone you will not accept, is it? One of her names is Rakshasi. One fellow is coming and typing in the comments. Rakshasi means one who does Raksha. Acha. So if she demands the most difficult things from you that will destroy you and say that Raksha of what? Yourself that you're holding on to. You are saying that Rakshasi simply means that you're holding on to this self. Usko Raksha kar lo. How is that higher states of realization? When I say that, you have to go to her that to such an extent that if you go near her, you might get destroyed only, and say that even if you are the cause that is going to destroy me, I will still come to you. That even if you are Rakshasi, I will still come to you. Then what is the state of realization? Then your body itself is not you. You're saying that I'm not the mind, I'm not the body, I'm just here with you. I want you as a Rakshasi itself. Her name is Rakshasi. One of her names is Rakshasi. Go and see it. If you are holding on to one aspect of yourself and trying to tell the Devi, Devi, this name fits my life in this way, so that is the meaning. If you say that Bali Priya, she will not just make you take the Bali of every enemy in your life, every adharmi, she will also make you give Bali in the rituals, everything she'll make you do because neither that animal exists nor you exist. You people are looking at her name and choosing how you will see her. You have to say, if it says Raktapa, she will drink blood also. Your blood. She will bathe in it. You cannot say that, no. It simply means that you have to put some kumkum in her hand, that is all. Because Devi cannot drink. And blood also does not exist. You don't exist. The house doesn't exist. Then how will you be ready to accept higher state of realization? So every time you hear one of the names being written there, don't try to control its meaning. If it is beyond your understanding, Devi is beyond your understanding. Devi is beyond your understanding. But every time you hear her name, celebrate. Wow, that exceptional name is also my Devi. I fallen in love with her again. This message is there in Radharani's message of how to love Krishna, how to love Kali. You say that one aspect of Kali is something I cannot accept. It is a little difficult for me to accept. She says, Mamsa Priya, it is difficult. It's okay. You can come back in another life where she will give you a life where you understand what it means. Why she is called Mamsa Priya. why she has such a name which you are not able to digest, because you identified with the body and you say that I am born like this is my understanding. The moment you say this, and then you rejected an aspect of Devi, she will say nothing, don't worry bache, for me 125 years is nothing, aise chala jayega. For you 125 years is this, but no problem, I'll give you another life, I'll take care of you in that life also. You understand my that name also. That is why I say the moment you see a name, celebrate like Sri Radha Rani celebrates Sri Krishna's name. Compulsory hai, nahi to problem hai. क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है? एक और लाइफ, all of us, even I will be coming back, but when I come back I will choose it. What is the purpose for it? I'll choose it. That is why I am more interested to make sure that my teachings or whatever it is that I'm trying to spread her name in should last 10,000 years, not for till the next Friday video. That is not the purpose, right? So Vyog, you should accelerate faster. Sit down for 3 years and don't move from that asana. No traveling, nothing. Sit down for 3 years. Devi only will give you that. Only then you will be able to give Vyog to Devi, and Devi will still come running after you. Kya hai? Why? All the gopis are meeting me and I'm very happy with them. But why Radharani alone is doing this? Because Radharani is a sadhaka to Krishna and Krishna is sadhaka to Radharani. So Radharani gives Vyog because she's at that state. She's at that sense. She said, Acha, you are saying I am just like everybody. Let me do one thing. I'll give you Vyog. Let's see. You go to all the gopis. Let's see how fulfilled you are as a deity itself. Krishna becomes desperately, madly in love with Radharani again. Now he takes more effort to dress up better to take her attention. Devi has his nature, that is why Radha Krishna, and under Radha Krishna you find Kali, because in dono ka relationship ka embodiment bina kiye you will not understand that Kali. Krishna gives Vyog to Arjuna after he has gone and sat under the tree. Every day of my life, Sri Krishna was my guru. He taught me everything. Today I am unable to defend. Arjuna, after Sri Krishna has already left, is unable to fight back with any of his enemies. He is not even able to lift the Gandhi properly. His hands are shivering as he mounts the bow. He is not able to defend the women, children and men of his kingdom. He is watching himself fail. Sri Krishna gives Vyog to Arjuna for one last time and says, hey Arjuna, I now give you Smashana. Finish it off and come to the sadhana of Smashana Kali, which is also me. First name is Smashana Kali. So, some of you will get Vyog from deity so that the Smashana is invoked in your life and you rise higher. So, deity giving you Vyog means something is going to happen in your life. Exceptional changes are coming. You give Vyog to the deity comes running after you and say that, okay, you again, I say that I want to change in my life to such an extent that I can spend higher and higher, more and more time in my life towards you and not waste my time in the mundane. However, I do not ask for relief from the mundane. I just give you Vyog. Because after all, I am just one of your gopis. Definitely Radharani. I'm just one of your gopis, right? So you take all your leelas, let it be there. Don't come to me. I'll also not come to you. Krishna comes running, takes more effort to take care of her. So, initial stages, increase your sadhana, increase the mala count so that you attain faster closeness with the deity. Higher stages of sadhana, be in the dhyana of the Devi. However, say that I will not come to you. मैं चला गया था 3 दिनों के लिए, 2 nights I went away. नहीं, किसी को open नहीं कर देता. Like if I'm not around, I'll not let anybody open this garbhagriha. When I walked in, wow, I have never seen her. Even if I miss 1 day's oil bath for her, that shine has to reduce. But when I opened the garbhagriha, I was flabbergasted. The lamp was not on. There was no flowers on her. She was at her brightest. She was like Shri Krishna sitting at the pond, waiting to attract me. Because for me in this garbhagriha, the shiny vigraha is my biggest attraction. Ma shining is the biggest attraction. So she did a 10x. Saying her, "Acha, ab to main yahan zyada dalungi. Let's see how you will go away from here again." I said, "No, ma, bro, I don't want to go again." It is good to know that your deity also misses you, right? That is what it is. Vyog. Jaldi pahuncho that stage pe. That is what your focus should be. Not how to solve your next college ka seat. Of course it is important. No, not how to immediately get into some fight and win that fight with your neighbor, all this, asking help for that because somebody scolded you. Go to Kalika for only one purpose. oneness, like Radharani needed Krishna, like Krishna needed Radharani. That is how you go to Kalika. Any prayoga, any mantra, how much ever big is a sampradaya, how much ever big is a guru, will not be having any effect in the path of Kalika unless you are loving her like Radharani loved Krishna and Krishna loved Radharani. If that is the first requirement, if the society is laughing at you, mocking at you, and saying that you are so weird, why are you doing that? That comes the Bhairavadhana. Without fear of Brahma's design, he walks and allows you to walk there towards Krishna and Kali. Radha and Krishna is the message of how a sadhaka behaves towards the deity. Giving viyog so that the deity comes running after you. Yeah, that state needs to be attained very fast. For that, unplug and keep the deity as your main preference for 3-4 years. Kar lo, 3 years to karo. Only then that will even start. Do not plan. I am finding some messages saying that I have taken a sankalp and on this date I will take a mantra from you. Nama japa alone itself can take you all the way to the greatest heights. That is why Mathura mein rehna hai to Radhe Radhe kehna hai. You understand and fall in love with Radha so that you will understand how it is to be a sadhaka. Understanding of Radharani is not just understanding of Devi. It is to understand how to be a sadhaka. Because Radharani knew how to understand Krishna and how to keep him around. Right? But ultimately, though, yeah, he walks away from her also. Gives him a very long gap. I think close to 114 years or something of gap that Sri Krishna finally gives to Radharani as he walks out towards the karma yoga of his purpose of birth. But in the smashana, after the tree, after the arrow pierces his foot, they become one. Arjuna, finding that Sri Krishna's strength is no longer around, his messages are no longer in his blood, as he crumbles, finally the deity giving viyog to Arjuna, and then he rises towards moksha. So this is why separation in sadhana is a very important thing. Watch this video a few times before you understand exactly what I have said. Don't get confused. Don't be in initial stage of sadhana and immediately give viyog to your deity. Right? Sadhana to tapasya. That phase is what I am talking about over here. It is not an upasana to sadhaka. Sadhana to tapasya. It is a tapasvi that can give viyog to the deity. Because deity is always in the meditation of the the tapasvi. Upasaka becomes sadhaka, sadhaka becomes tapasvi, and deity is in the meditation of the tapasvi. They are all a connected consciousness. That is why you become the coffee bean, so that you can differentiate between the different perfumes that the deity shows up as different flavors of life itself in your life. However, viyog is very important. Go to that standard of being able to give viyog to your deity. Bhairava Kalike Namostute. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma.